Hi, my name is Claudia and I work for the Region of Waterloo Libraries, and today we're going to be teaching you how to make a felt pumpkin pouch. The materials you'll need for this craft are a bowl for tracing, a piece of orange felt, a piece of green felt, it doesn't matter which color, a ruler, something sharp, a Sharpie, a pair of scissors, a hot glue gun, some clear tape, and some green string. Okay, so your next step is you're going to be tracing a bowl, whatever size you have. We used one that was 18 centimeters, so if you have one that size, then the rest of the measurements will work, but if not, that's okay too. Our next step is to measure your circle that you've just created for your outline of your pumpkin. I used a ruler and found the middle of my circle and made a small dot, and then did the same thing on the other side. You're going to be making 4 dots around the edges of your pumpkin. So one at the very top, one at the very bottom, and then one at each side, so that your pumpkin is split into quarters. And then with our bowl, which was 18 centimeters, we did every 3.5 centimeters another dot. So that created 16 holes total, which was 3 dots per quarter. So whatever size bowl you're using, it doesn't matter as long as you have 16. So the next step is to puncture all of the holes that you've just made with your Sharpie. We used a protractor which had a spike on the end, but you could also do this with something like a paper clip or something else sharp that you might have at your home. So once you've punctured all your holes, your next step is to cut out your felt in your circular shape. So just do your best to cut along the line there, and it's okay if some of it gets cut off. So our next step is to measure our strings that we're going to be putting through the holes that you made. So they need to be 75 centimeters in length, and you need to have 2 strings of them. So I did 2 30 and 1 15, and then I cut it. So our next step is to make our string a little bit easier to work with. So doing that, we're either going to add some tape onto the end of the string to make it easier to pull through the holes. So to do that, you just take your clear tape and wrap it around the edge, kind of making a point. Or if you have a threading needle, that would make it a lot easier to thread through the pumpkin. So our next step is to start threading our pumpkin. So pick a hole, and if you're using a piece of tape, you might need to re-puncture the hole. And you also might need to pull some of the fluff out. And you're just going to try to poke it through and pull it out. If you're using a threading needle, that's a much easier job. So once you've got your string pulled through, you're going to leave a bit of a tail at the end there so that you have some string left. And then you're going to be taking your string, and all the way around the pumpkin, you're going to be going under, over, under, over. So you're going to take your string, it's going to go on the down side of the pumpkin, and you're going to pull it through. And then once you've pulled it through on that side, you're going to do it opposite to the other side. So it's going to go on the top of the pumpkin to the next one, and you're going to do that all the way around the pumpkin. So you can see that now we've done one on the top and one on the bottom. We're going to do that all the way around until you get to the end, where there will be a gap between your first string and your second string. So you're going to look at where you did your first hole, where you pulled your string through the first time, and look at the hole exact opposite that. And you're going to take your second string and put it through that same hole where there's already string through. So we're going to be following our pattern all the way around so that it's the exact same as it was last time. So there's going to be 2 on each side. So once you've put your strings all the way around, so again, there should be 2 strings in every hole, then you're going to have 2 tails on each side, and you're going to be doing a double knot for each of those tails to create the handles for your pumpkin pouch here. So you just make your double knot, cut the ends with the scissors, and then do the same thing on the other side there. So our next step is going to be drawing our leaves for our pumpkin pouch and cutting them out. So to draw our leaves, we used the green, the dark green and light green felt that we had, but if you have one color of green felt, that's okay too. For the leaves, we just did our best to kind of hand draw a leaf, but if you find a leaf outside that you like, or if you have a leaf template online, you're welcome to use that too. One thing to keep in mind is that you want to keep the stems of the leaves quite long because we're going to be using the stems to glue. So our next step is going to be to glue our leaves on. So we used hot glue for this part because our felt required hot glue to stay on. So you're going to glue the ends of the stems around the pumpkin handles. So you're just going to take some hot glue, put it kind of on the bottom of your leaf, and then fold your stem over around the string of the pumpkin handles to just add some decorations to your little pumpkin bag there. All right, and once your pumpkin pouch is created, you can fill it with anything you'd like. We put some Halloween candy in there, pull the strings to close it, and you can just open them up with your thumbs there.